Well, this is what it's all about. This is the Ego multi-tool power head thing with the whippersnipper or line trimmer to some of you guys, the brush cutter blade and the pruning saw. This item here is brand new. I just got it today because the poor old whippersnipper has been doing way too much work and way too heavier duty sort of work that it really shouldn't be doing. It's been doing industrial sort of tasks rather than, you know, normal everyday tasks. So that's why it's been overdue to get this, but it's also been hard when you only got one shop in town that keeps this gear, doesn't have it in stock, and that place is nearly an hour and a half away. So anyway, they had it in stock today, so I jumped on it. I got two 5 amp hour lithium Ego batteries. They seem to go pretty good. That little Champion pruning saw, I will quickly show you now how much work that it's done. It's incredible the amount of work that it's done. The chain is starting to go blunt now, but so it should. Okay, I'll just give you a little look-see. Right, I'm just going to turn this camera around. Here comes the local Maggie. Hello, Magpie. You want some din-dins? I'll get you something a bit later on. Okay, so I've got a shipping container coming in here, a 40-footer, and any of you who have been following from the very get-go, if you might remember, this place was just abandoned for about 2 years and overgrown. The grass was about nearly hip height, on like a hip height for me anyway, but we'll just say about 3 feet high, 90-ish centimeters. And anyway, to bring the shipping container in here, I had to clear all this. Now, not only was it the grass really long, but all these trees were basically, they were touching actually, and the branches were actually like not even a yard off the ground. These branches were hanging right down here. These ones were overlapping and coming right down. You couldn't even duck actually to go under them. You had to move them out of the road. So everything that was, these have been trimmed on the other side. I've opened this completely up so a semi-trailer and shipping container can get through there. That's all been trimmed right down. The seed pods were basically touching the ground over here. And all of this work was done with that little pruning saw. And you'll see that some of these cuts are pretty big. Like, that's got to be about roughly an 8-inch cut, 200 odd mils. That one up there. Those ones there I can't even see because in the sun. And you can see again over here another big cut that was made. Some more big cuts. That's probably another 7.5 to 8 inches. That one's around that 7-ish inch, 6.5 inch mark there. So, and then not only did I cut down those big branches, but then I cut them all up into smaller bits. So I'll show you that. Okay. Now, I'm running out of daylight, but I want to have a play with my new toy. But this is just a little update for those who have been watching for a while about my compost pile and about my little saying that I'm not going to remove anything from site anymore. Anything that gets cut down, mowed or whatever, or any dirt that's dug up, it's all going to stay on site from now on. So this is my compost pile. That's roughly, yeah, it's pretty high. It's over 1 metre high. All these sticks, everything here was cut up with that little pruning saw. So you can see the size of some of these logs. Right, that's my fist. It's pretty big for a tiny little saw. So not only did I cut the branches, but look how many cuts I've done. It's done so much work. They're all cut up into, this is my little fire pile. That's going to be my kindling. And this is the bigger wood for getting the fire going. This is the Ponciana. It's not very hard wood. It's not very dense. So by the time this is all dry, this is just going to be good for getting the fire up to temperature to then put the hardwood on. But all of these little branches, everything here was cut with that pruning saw on that Ego with the factory edge too, mind you. It is getting dull now, but so it should with all of that work that it's done. So, okay, now what am I going to do? Now, that whippersnipper, that has been cutting all of this sort of stuff here. That stuff's getting too heavy, so I just left that. And there's bits and pieces down my little tree, down my little fence line here at the end. That was too heavy for the whippersnipper, so I just left those. I'm going to try and hit these things with the brush cutter, see if the brush cutter will smash that. And there's other little bits and pieces that are sticking up here. Oops. But where is it? That thing there. Just things like that I want to try and hit with the brush cutter. See if I can stuff like this thing here, wherever that is. Yeah, just a little bit too heavy for the whippersnipper. That stuff, this grass, like any of me Aussie mates will know, this stuff here, that's like heavy duty clumpy sort of stuff. That's, I've had a real good go with the whippersnipper on this stuff, and it's just too heavy duty. The line won't cut any of that. So I'm gonna, this is basically, or this is exactly what I was cutting with the whippersnipper. This is my sort of neighbour's yard, but by the looks of all this sort of stuff, I don't think they're gonna even be able to see out of their backyard to tell whether I've been having a bit of a play here. But what I might do is one side I might hit with the whippersnipper, the other side I might hit with the brush cutter, and just see how it goes. I cannot for the life of me find my bloody little tripod for my phone. I use the whippersnipper on here as well to clear all this away. Yeah, I've been slowly getting there in the yard. So anyway, and here's some more stuff that I might give a bit of a hit to as well. Well, I'm going to great lengths to try and get this on camera. This obviously isn't a review, it's just me playing with a new toy. I've only got a little bit of daylight, so we're going to hook in with the whippersnipper first, and hopefully, can I see myself? Yeah, okay. So let's have a crack with this. Okay, don't get me wrong, this thing does okay, but I'll pause it, I'll change heads over, we'll go to the brush cutter and we'll just have a little bit of a play. Well, I may as well make it somewhat of a miniature how-to. So you just undo this thing here, push that, that head comes off. This one should snap in, yep, like it did. There's a little red line here. We'll just do it up to the red line. And you'll hear that click when it engages. Now this is the very first time I've used this, so hopefully the blade doesn't come flying off. Okay, one thing straight off the bat is there's a way more torque. Obviously it's the weight down the far end there. So when I do hit the button, the go button, you'll see it torque in my hands, like it will move. And when I let off, the whippersnipper doesn't do that, so there's a lot more momentum. Let's have a little crack. First go. Okay, straight away, it's breezing through that real heavy, the bottom of those clumpy bits of grass, that real heavy stuff that the whippersnipper can't cut. This is just going through it. So there's a difference straight away. Yeah, not sure if you're going to see that, but it's actually cutting those little small branches where this thing just like pushes them out of the road. So yeah, there's definitely a tool for the job. Okay, well, that's about enough of playtime. Instead of playing in the neighbour's stuff, I'm just going to go whip up some of my yard and do a little bit of work. So anyway, cheers guys. I just had to have a play and I thought I may as well show you guys as well. See ya.